muy buenas tardes a todos. Muchísimas gracias.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Barbara, for how good you're doing everything, and especially for how easy things are being done. Sometimes you can't feel that from home, but with that vibes that you're conveying, everything's possible. So thank you very much. We're here in this panel to speak about something that I'm sure that you have in your mind every single day, and sometimes we don't even know how to tackle it or how to solve it or how even to speak about it. And this is how we will live in some years' time, especially with everything that's going on in the world that we live in. So as we've seen from the beginning of Sondersland, we have many challenges ahead of us with all this health transformation that we're seeing, how economy is changing, the working world, society, political movements, cultural movements, they are changing in every single sense. And of course, as I was saying, well, challenges for which we don't have many answers, but we have all these questions in our head. And this is why we have an initiative, Trivu, together with the City Council of Madrid. We launched this last year. We need to go out of this pandemic stronger. And this project is called Future. And we want to work hand in hand with big organizations like the one that we have here today, that I'm going to introduce, and especially being based on ideas, creativity, etc., of hundreds of young people, so that we can create innovative solutions that allow us to improve the quality of life of everybody that is part of the cities in the world. It's millions of people all over the planet. In 2021, we're holding the second edition after 2020, an edition that we have held that has been 100% virtually. I hope that we can do this hybrid or even face-to-face. And we have been working on situations that we've been seeing through the pandemic. First of all, we've had an important challenge. This was sustainability, mobility, how everything's changing. We have Schneider. Welcome, Manuel Pérez. Thank you very much for being with us. And thank you very much for being with us in this panel. Thank you to all the Schneider team. It's a great pleasure. In this case, we've had one of our partners here, Novartis, that is here for another year. Susana, she's the HR manager. Thank you very much for being here with us. We've been working on a very silent challenge that has an impact on many people. This has been loneliness and isolation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting us. You and the HR team for being here with us on this first edition together. And we also have the International Organization of Tourism. This is a great challenge for them. And it's about rebuilding the tourism sector in Spain and many other sectors that depend on these ones. So we've done this with a great partner, with a city that allows us to stand up every time that we make a mistake, as Madrid. And here we have the Councillor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship of the City Council of Madrid. Thank you, Pablo. I'm seeing that this edition is being another success. Thank you very much. And thanks again to the City Council of Madrid for allowing us to organize this in La Nave. We are really thankful and we're very proud of making both La Nave and Madrid become into a world hub for talent and for innovation. So before kicking off, I would like to, well, for everybody to know it, we're speaking about the public administration, politics, etc. We'll see that on Saturday. We see that young people are not interested in politics anymore because it seems that people are not moving. So from your department, you are doing many things in order to make the city become into a pan of entrepreneurship, innovation, etc. Yeah, we are launching many things, but the most important thing is to take the risk. We think that the future will nothing to do with the past. I think that everybody that is listening to us, I'm sure that we have people under 30 years old. They know that they will have nothing to do, but everybody deals with innovation. We have innovation managers from different countries. They know that in 10 years' time, the formats will have changed. The formats in every single thing. 1 year ago, I don't know, that more or less during the States, we were 100% virtual, 100% remote. In Sonderland, we have many people here too. And well, things that are changing. So first of all, we are taking the risk, and secondly, we need to attract talent, of course, by Trivu and this initiative that we launched last year, and this year, fortunately, we can repeat it, but also with festivals like Sondersland, that in this case, we have La Nave, this is the innovation focus of Madrid, and it's all over internet. In this sense, we will focus on two main topics. The first topic will be the first grand opening or the first gastronomic entrepreneurship center in Madrid. Why gastronomic entrepreneurship? Because food and feeding habits are changing. I think that maybe was something that was very far away 10 years ago. Now it's very close. And there's another sector that has suffered a lot, and it has been the Horeca sector, the catering, hostelry, hotel trade, and hotel business sector. Many freelancers have run out of money, and we want all that young people that have not been able to join the sector can join it through entrepreneurship and innovation with new startups that provide, for example, a 3D stake. This will be in the city of Madrid. It is a way of joining the sector that's not very traditional, but we want to foster that from our city council. And the second challenge that this generation has will be AI. Artificial intelligence is what will change this world, not only, as I usually say, not only the planet, but also the solar system, because it will help us create those space journeys. And there's a reality. In Europe, we are lagging behind compared to the US and China. So from the City Council of Madrid, we will open the first AI center in collaboration with one of the neighborhoods districts, and it will be the Chambery district. So I hope that people join these initiatives, because in the end, these initiatives are for them. Although they are located in Madrid, they are for every single person in the world that wants to come to Madrid. Madrid is being the key point here. It's true, but this is for everybody. Yeah, Madrid has a very good quality of life and an environment, as you were saying. This is not only for us, but to everybody that wants to come here. It has the best conditions that it can offer. I'm sure that it will be very important in the months to come. It's great. Sometimes we speak about a few things that we are doing, and we need to take advantage of everything that is being done. So deep diving into Futurbe and what this second edition has meant out of the many editions that we have, I would like to start by the first challenge. In the second edition, we were repeating with Schneider Electric, our partner for sustainability and energy. It was quite a curious challenge. It was how creating businesses that foster sustainability of our cities, and mainly, especially through big data management. Ángel was speaking about disruptive new technologies that everybody talks about, and few people understand. But in the end, they are paving the way of daily lives for people. So what has this meant for you? Why have you launched such a project as a Futurbe? Thank you very much, Pablo. For Schneider, sustainability is the axis of its main strategy. We have responsibility for the world, especially for where Schneider is based, and we are working to reduce the carbon footprint. In 2020, Schneider was chosen as the most sustainable company in the world, and besides of reducing our footprint and having much more demanding challenges, we conveyed our experience to improving to all the companies that we work with, no matter they were suppliers or collaborators. So this is why we thought about working on sustainability at this panel with Futurbe. Another axis of Schneider is digitalization, the Industry 4.0. This is through all the data that we're able to accomplish out of the productive process or other type of process. We want to improve the operation, and we want to reduce the costs, improve efficiency, and so on and so forth. So what we wanted with this challenge was to bring all that together so that we can improve, first of all, our cities, and secondly, they were highly focused on reducing that carbon footprint. Well, speaking about this, it's great to have the experience of the team that won this edition of Futurbe by Schneider Electric. So if you agree, we're going to play that video, and we're going to see that experience of the winning team. Hello, I'm Mireia. I think that it was very interesting how to use data, not to optimize processes and to improve the user's experience. I'm Hector, one of the participants of Futurbe. I'm Juan, and I decided to join Futurbe's challenge because I was excited with technology and sustainability in order to launch an innovative idea that really has a positive impact in our lives. Experience in Futurbe was very good. Because you learn how to develop skills like teamwork to solve problems in a short period of time. It was demanding because how fast things were happening. These initiatives that foster entrepreneurship of young people are really necessary because we have a great potential in our country. You have a very good time, and you excel yourself, and you really do many good things. It's a great initiative, and this is why I'm really thankful. I think, well, we have won. That's not the most important thing, but it's a little push that shows that if you're open to any idea, if you work as a team, and if you work hard, you can accomplish everything.
Pues ahí lo veis, ¿no? El equipo ganador en este caso.
So you see, that was the winning challenge, or the first challenge that we have, winning team. And I think that's a key axis of what we've been doing with this hyper acceleration that we suffered with the pandemic. It will keep on happening. So thank you very much, Manuel, and the talent team in Schneider Electric for being here with us for a second year. And for walking the talk, really. Yeah, thank you, because we really enjoyed that session, mentoring young people and listening to their ideas. The truth is that they are really powerful for the future projects that could emerge. We will speak about the future point of view that you have from General Electric. So, second challenge. This has been fostered by a company that during these last months has been really important. You have been the core. You have been in the shadows sometimes, but now you are in the middle of everything that is going on with this pandemic craziness. Step by step, we're getting out of it. But what we've suffered during the last months, it was a challenge that when it emerged, it was very beautiful. It's concerning, but it's great to be able to take a step forward and to speak about something that's happening, and we need to put solutions. We are speaking from Novartis. We're speaking about how to fight against loneliness in our cities and how can improve the well-being of people through this digitalization, how we can improve the emotional health of people all over the world. So, what has this challenge meant for you? So, it has been a very beautiful initiative, and we've learned a lot about it. In Novartis, we want to improve the patients' lives and life of the society, basically. It's a contribution, an active project towards society and towards quality of life. Loneliness, it's not the same as isolation. And fortunately, with the COVID, the isolation has been the most used concept. So one leads to the other when you are not seeking for it. If you look for that loneliness, that's very good. That isolation is not voluntary. That's another thing. And loneliness and isolation exist where cities are bigger, and this tells us a lot. And what isolation does is to prevent an early detection of many diseases. Today, we are seeing that many treatments have been postponed or some diseases have not been detected because we haven't talked to people that surround us on a regular basis when we go out to the street and we go shopping, or when we talk face to face. The interaction is different. And of course, we think that as a big company, as a big organization with this goal, we also have some infrastructures. We are part of a health ecosystem, and we actively participate with a very dynamic role. And we think that we contribute, and we need to use that responsibly, and we need to we need to be available for the society. First of all, well, that was some kind of taboo and now it's not anymore. I think that for everybody's that's good for everybody, and I think that we will be able to improve the patient's quality of life, and we will be able to approach medical solutions if we start to speak about this topic. Yeah, so a fascinating experience. Thank you, Susana. Thanks to your team for doing things so easy, and especially for being brave to shed light on this topic. We have listened to Novartis, and now let's see what the winning team of this edition think about what they've lived. I'm Cristina Serra. I'm part of Care and Care. I'm 25 years old. I'm a health biologist with a master's degree in biotechnology, and I'm working for a technology platform. Hello, I'm Alberto Sanchez. I'm 23 years old, and I have a double degree in dietetics and nutrition in Valencia. So maybe you were wondering how the challenge day was. The only key goal was to find an innovative solution to fight against loneliness, and the rest depended on us. So with Trivu and Novartis, well, they were key to guide us during the creative process, and we want to say thank you to them here. The beautiful thing was to see that without knowing us from anything, we were able to give shape to a project that we're trying to make it work. It was 6 hours, that were really stressful, but they were really worth it. Today, if we look back, we think that it was great to do that, because it has not only allowed us to have a scholarship in Novartis, but also it has opened the door to meet great people like the Trivu team that are helping us with the project. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, first of all, for having won, but as we were saying, it has not been the most important thing. It has been really stressful to solve such a big challenge, but such a necessary challenge as isolation is. So let's move to the third and last challenge of this second edition of 2021. We have worked with the WOT of the United Nations, and it was a challenge that has been critical in our country, like the reactivation and reinvention of the touristic sector and hostelry, making it more efficient, more sustainable, and much more accessible, thanks to new technologies. So we are going to speak to Natalia Bayona, who's the Global Manager of Innovation of the WOT. Natalia, hello and welcome.
Para mí estar aquí hoy y sobre todo con muchísima alegría en Madrid poder compartir contigo y con todos ustedes. Como ustedes saben, el turismo.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's great to see you all. More than 10,000 companies have been trying to develop different challenges, and the most important thing is 35% of these startups are being led by women. So today, well, that's great. Today, there was a very good piece of news where it said that well, I have to say that Spain is the role model of the young startups that are seeking for sustainable development. They're trying to make the hostelry sector recover and hospitality. The interpreter apologizes because the sound is not very good. We are doing our best. We're trying to improve the hostelry sector. And Spain has always been a role model, and it has to be in our mind. And of course, we need to be sure that the challenge winners have always been part of the support by the WOT that, as you know, integrates the touristic entrepreneurship ecosystem. And thanks to this, we've been able to talk to we've been able to contribute more than 74 million euros for the investment of all the startups that have been attending every challenge. So it's great to be here. And I want to send a message in order to keep on innovating, to keep on being responsible and accountable. Because 50% of tourism on a global scale goes to Europe. So recovery is in our hands. And we have to strengthen the most important economic sector and the most important sector in Spain, of course. Natalia, thank you very much for being here with us today. It's great to have you here. And it's great to be able to talk to your team, to work with your team, with that WOT management team, in order to face such a big challenge like the reactivation of economy and hospitality and hostelry. And before moving on to the reflection that we were saying before, we are going to watch the video of the winning team of the challenge, tourism and hostelry.
Hola, me llamo Verónica Espinosa.
Hello, I'm Verónica Espinosa, and I attended the Futurbe edition of tourism. To me, it was always very interesting, but I didn't know anything about it. It was curious. I mean, it was something that I wanted to see, and it's one of the sectors that has suffered the most during the pandemic, and I thought it was very important to see what challenges it had after the pandemic and what I could contribute without any previous knowledge. The experience with Futurbe, to me, has been really fun, and to be able to get in touch with other people that are not in your city is a very positive point. And for example, my teammate Laura and myself lived at different cities, and however, it was a very good experience. And if you're thinking about it, I truly recommend it. I think that it's a great way to meet people in a different way, and especially to be connected with people that know more than you, that will teach you about things that will be fascinating. Every edition is better than the previous one. I participated in last year and this year, and I can say that they are improving. They're always improving. So Trivu is great with the collaborations, with the awards, and I'm sure that we'll have further surprises in the future. Well, we want to be better in the next edition, of course. We will make it, and I hope that we have great partners, as we've seen in this edition. As we were saying, well, we're doing this from Madrid, but it is an open initiative to Spain, Spain as a whole. So wherever you are, you can join our next challenge in order to solve challenges that are a matter of concern for us, but sometimes we don't know how to tackle them. So I would like to start making a closing reflection of how do you think that with everything that is going on, everything that we're learning, that is a lot and very quick, how do you think that cities will be the future? I mean, how do you think that things will evolve in a sector as important as health and well-being? I think that there will be a lot of new technology. It won't stop right now, and it will speed up. But a key element for me is the collaboration spirit among neighbors. I think that we are having this emotion of wanting to collaborate, wanting to create a neighborhood, to have that human touch. And I think that it is growing, fostered by the period that we've gone through, but we are learning that it's very beautiful to see there and to make it grow. I think that communication and collaboration among people is key. What's the role that the young talent plays in this transformation, and not only independently, but also connected with companies like you, for example, when just 1 + 1 is 7, I would say. So what's the role of this collaboration? It's key, I think. If it's not there, it won't be. And I think that it comes in the DNA of the younger generations. It's there, and we need to exploit it. We need to maximize it. It's great to see how it flows naturally. It is key, and in such a sector where we need to hear the patient's voice in every single time. That's key. So, according to what you've just said, you were talking to Manuel about that process, that transformation, digitalization process that you were living, and the pandemic has spinning all this up. So from Schneider, how do you think that everything is working? I mean, how do you think that cities will change, and what's the role that young people or Schneider have to play in this transformation? Well, the other day, I was having a look at some information regarding carbon footprint, and it seems that vehicles mean 40% of world emissions. Vehicles are mainly found in cities. Well, we're highly focused in Europe, but this happens all over the world. The neighbors' collaboration will be very important because car sharing will arrive. The public transport will blow up. And what we see is that the communication and data will be very important because the information will have to be there on real time so that people can enjoy everything that we're sharing, not only with cars, but also with electrical consumption. Electrical consumption will be shared. And for that, we need to pick a lot of information and to be able to manage it. This is what we are trying to work on from Schneider. There are many opportunities. I mean, it's so ambitious, everything that we have to do, that how can young talent contribute in this construction for the cities in the future? What's their role?
One of the main problems we find is that we have lots of data and we don't quite know what to do with them. In companies, we often think in a certain way because we come from a culture or from a certain way of being, and what we try to do at Schneider is to attract young talent who is not afraid of thinking or commenting. From good ideas, good projects may come that may have an impact in the future and improve what we cannot improve right now. So I guess you need a lot of information, creativity, leaving fear aside as much as possible. So Ángel, in your case, you're a councillor after being an entrepreneur. You're a town councillor, so in your experience, personally and professionally, how do you think cities will change? For example, Madrid in the future, which are the challenges for companies, young people, people who are not so young? What will happen in the future? Well, there's something we've been saying for a long time, which is that the future will not belong to the countries. The future will belong to the cities, and large cities will be competing between them or with each other to, first of all, get talent attraction. That's something we're seeing globally. All large companies are fighting to get that talent. And that will also happen in cities. And from public administrations, in collaboration with all the talent, we need to create cities that are as friendly as possible. That entails technology, the usage of data, sustainability, and even getting neighbors closer to each other. That's something we never thought of. I've been living in Madrid for about 20 years. Before, I lived in a small village and I knew all my neighbors. Here, I don't know people who are even on my floor. And it's different, but it's something that we need to refer to. And the idea that large cities will be like a jungle, as it's usually said, will change. I think cities will be much friendlier, much easier to live in. And if they're not friendly cities, the competition between cities themselves will get cities to lose talent, and without talent, cities will decrease. So large cities in 10 years will be even larger. They'll keep growing because the population groups will be getting together and becoming mini countries within cities and within countries. So what's different in Madrid from any other city in the world to really become a global hub for talent, innovation, and entrepreneurship? Which are the ingredients as a city that make it different? Well, I'm not saying that just myself. We've seen that in different global ranks. It's the best city for remote working. It has a great added value of a large city, and you have pretty much everything you have in a large city. And at the same time, it's like very traditional, and that helps us not to lose our origin. And regarding innovation and entrepreneurship, I think we are in a very important moment where we are creating different initiatives, and we're working on one of the pioneering initiatives in Europe, which is to create the first innovation sandbox in Europe, beginning with mobility. And any startup in the world, no matter where they come from, may do their proof of concept in Madrid. is the first city, for example, to prove and test self-driving cars, flying taxis, and innovation that we could think of. And with that, we become a global reference point, innovation. So to learn, to innovate, and to work is a great city. Many of us are not from here and eventually become citizens of Madrid. One of the targets of Sondersland is to, together with Futurbe, is to awake the talent of new generations. Sometimes we are pessimistic or negative, and we're not able to avail that as much as we can. So I'd like to finish this panel and this second edition of Futurbe in Sonderland, giving a message to the camera and to the young people connected and to the new generations. So let's finish with an energetic message of optimism, which is very necessary at this point in time. So let's begin with you, Susana. Sure, do not feel afraid to try new things and experiment. Nothing is as difficult as it may seem. Please approach things energetically and allow us to learn from you. I think it's important that we who have a preconceived world are able to embed many of the things that you contribute with. So please bring it over and allow us to drink from that source of energy. And that source is you. Manuel, well, pretty much same thing, really. What I'll tell young people is that according to the world where we live in, there are no crazy ideas. All ideas are good and we shouldn't be afraid of sharing them. We should communicate them without fear. That's how you get good projects. And we should focus on that. Right now, the world is full of opportunities. It's changing very quickly. And we need young people to be able to adapt to these changes. Thank you, Manuel. Ángel, let's finish with you. Well, something very simple. If technology allows us to live and get over the largest challenges in the history of humanity, any young person will be able to create their own future. So to encourage all young people that whenever they think of that future they want to build, they shouldn't just think about it, they should try to build it. If someone can build it, it's them. We're already experiencing the future we wanted to live in. So this is everyone's task. It's a joint solution of all generations. There's a lot to do, and that's a beautiful thing and the passionate thing here. So thank you very much once again. I'd like to thank Novartis and the whole team, Schneider Electric. Thank you for being here with us, the OEM&T, and the city of Madrid, of course, for letting us the city to play around and generate solutions that improve the lives of thousands of millions of people all around the world. So we'll be here next year with another edition of Futurbe. Thank you very much to all three of you, Natalia, everyone who participated, and let's keep the party going. Thank you.